私の出番が回ってこようと思う。
Alright, everybody, we are hopping into the 200% level 10 link showcase for the new Prime Battle LR Dr. WHEELO. Here he is, finally in Dokkan. Guys, we finally got him. Here he is. Now, unfortunately, I brought 4 support units here for him, and they're all on other rotate, dude. That's fine. We're going to try to get the AGL Toa next to this guy. That's going to be his best linking partner. Might take a few rotations, but that's okay. We're going to start out here. He is at 318k defense right here at the start of turn. Now, to quickly calculate this guy's defense post super attack, all you got to do is 318, 875, multiply by 1.3. He's going to be at 415k defense here post super attack. He does get a lot of defense from links. Unfortunately, this guy's links are a little prodigies. I mean, it's a common link, but it's not really a good link. It's just attack. Mechanical Menaces, pretty good link, not very common. Revival, it's really just 2 key. Ignore this other effect that it has. You will pretty much never get that activated. Hang on. Thirst for Conquest is a decent link, but it's a villain link, and, you know, villains aren't exactly on top right now. And this guy also, he doesn't have a 200% leader skill for a, like, villain lead right now, so, like, I could run him on a 170 on, like, Piccolo Jr.'s team or something, but, I mean, we want to showcase him on a 200% leader here, so, you know. Scientist, you know, it's a pretty good link, 2 key, 20% defense. Not a big roster here. Shattering the Limit, and then Legendary Power, so, you know. Whoo, Dr. WHEELO, man, buddy. Like, you know, honestly, like, looking at this, why not, instead of Prodigies, why not give him Brainiacs right here? Like, I know that you'd be like, oh, Brainiacs isn't a good... Like, guys, there's actually, like, characters that we could get Brainiacs with. Is there anybody, like, do you have Brainiacs? Does anybody on this team have Brainiacs for me to pull it up? Probably not. Demonic Power, Master of Magic. Demonic Power, Battlefield Diva. Yeah, I don't think anybody on this team has Brainiacs. But, I mean, you got, like, Orange Piccolo, Bulma. There's a few characters that actually have Brainiacs. And this guy is on the Power of Wishes team. You know, so is Bulma. So, I mean, listen, you know, next to this guy, Bulma, you know, they'd at least have, like, Brainiacs, Legendary Power. I mean, you could do something with that, you know? I mean, that'd be better than running these 3 Toas who he links decently well with that are, you know, terrible. But enough talk. Let's go ahead and hop into the showcase here. Now, remember that Goku does give support, but it is only to superclass allies, so he is not supporting Dr. WHEELO right here. Again, we're just in the Legendary Goku event. I didn't know how good, like, any of these units are going to be, other than, like, I know how the Carnival Goku is, I know how Android 17 is. 4.68 million, certainly not crazy. But I didn't really know how good anybody was going to be in this stage. So we hopped into the Legendary Goku event. Well, let me rephrase. I didn't know how good any of these characters are going to be, like, in Red Zone. So we just hopped into the Legendary Goku event because, yeah. So, personally, how I built Dr. WHEELO was full additional. Now, somebody's going to look at that and it's going to think it's crazy. Like, oh, you're like a, you know, normally I go full dodge on characters, right? So people just kind of expect that out of me. But it's like, guys, I don't ever plan on using Dr. WHEELO in, like, any competitive content. So I figured I would just give him max additional because I don't plan on actually, like, using him anywhere, which is also why I didn't give him any equips. This is a unit that's just going to sit in my box and not do anything for me. Maybe I have to use them for, like, a Easy A area sometime in the future or something like that. Like, that's all I can really see, like, use getting out. Like, I can't see myself getting any use out of this guy ever. So I just went with additional because, I mean, additional probably is what's going to give him the most power. Obviously, dodge is good for survivability, but again, I don't... Like, when am I ever going to use this Dr. WHEELO? Like, he's not really on, like, teams that need crazy help, right? Like, Power of Wishes doesn't need help. Movie Bosses doesn't really need help. Battle of Wits doesn't really need help. Like, I look at these teams, and I know that there's always going to be better options on it than this Dr. WHEELO. And, like, I give dodge builds to units like Turles, who it's like, okay, I'm probably going to end up using Turles in Red Zone. I'm going to use them again in the future, things like that. I think it's good to go ahead and put good equips on them now because it'll, you know, pay off in the future. Whereas Dr. WHEELO, it's like, if I put dodge equips on this guy, it would be a huge waste, and I would never get any use out of those. So, I'm not putting any equips on him because I'm never going to use this guy, so why would I do that? Anyway, let's go ahead. We'll get back onto the other rotation with him. We'll have Int Darkness Toa up with him, which will give him a few more links. Alright, one nice thing, I guess, is that they did give, you know, Dr. WHEELO here an intro animation, which is, you know, I mean, that's something, right? You know, not everybody gets an intro animation. Next to Darkness Toa, we're going to have a lot more links active here. Shattering the Limit, Thirst for Conquest, Scientist, and then we have Legendary Power from this guy right here. So we can go ahead and throw him in the middle. That'll be, what, 4 out of 7 links activated here? So, I mean, that's pretty good. And we have Thirst for Conquest and Scientist, which are, like, his 2 most important links. I don't think we'll even be able to get, like, Prodigies or Mechanical Menaces activated on this team, but I just wanted to make sure that we could get, like, Scientist and, what was it? Scientist and Thirst for Conquest, which the Darkness Toas have, and the Darkness Toas are supporting. So on this rotation, he's up to 490, 595. That's definitely much better defense than what we saw last turn. Again, he gets 30% on each of his super attacks. So if he does 1 super attack, you multiply by 1.3. If he does 2, you multiply by 1.6. You know, again, I did give mine full additional here, so there is a decent shot that we double super. So, like, hypothetically, if we double supered here, 490, 595, multiplied by 1.6, we would be at 785k defense, which, all things considered, is pretty good. The issue is that I have to run him next to Darkness Toa, and Darkness Toa is not good. And this is also a 200% team, and guys, I don't like this Goku. I think he was pretty undertuned on release. I don't think he has enough damage reduction, and I think he takes way too long to build up for a character that can't really tank super well. So we don't really like that. And also 490, 595 multiplied by 1.3 is only 637, which is the more likely outcome on this turn. I mean, it's still okay for, like, some low-level red zone content. Like, maybe if you're going against, you know, LR... Like, if you're going against red zone Broly, I think you could get some use out of this guy. Like, maybe if they added, like, a movie boss's mission to that, if there's not one already. You could probably get some use out of this guy there. So, I mean, he's not like a complete throwaway, but again, that's on the back of him having these really powerful links activated, and I just don't think you're going to have those activated very often. So, this next rotation should be his best rotation in the video. It'll be both Toas and then Dr. WHEELO, so he'll be getting support from both of them. Most of his good links activated. So that'll be a good look at him. And then we might just hop on over to, like, a Super Battle Road stage. 6.5 million attack stats, decent. He did get the additional, but it's just a normal, so, I mean, not too bad. This guy really in his kit, he's missing just, like... So, like, if he's facing one enemy, he has a medium chance to crit, and if he's facing 2 enemies, he has a medium chance of guarding. I think if he just got the crit guaranteed and he got the guard guaranteed, I don't think I would have any issues with this guy, honestly, as a free-to-play unit. I think it'd be like, alright, I see the vision. But... I don't know, he just feels a little undertuned for like a character whose entire kit is based on having like a bunch of dead links activated. He doesn't feel quite there to me is how I would say it. So anyway, I'll cut again and come back whenever we have Dr. WHEELO on rotation again, assuming that 17 doesn't just KO here. Yeah, okay, we'll be right back. Alright, here we go. We're going up against God Goku right here. I should just be able to put the Int Darkness Toa. Oh, we can use his active skill. Yeah, let's do it. Again, this is probably going to be our best rotation here with Dr. WHEELO. Now, why is our defense lower on this? Isn't it lower? Why is our defense lower here than it was last turn? It's because our intro wore off. I forgot. So, WHEELO does have an entrance animation. You know, it's pretty nice that they gave him that. And it does give him 4 ki and 80,000 defense for 4 turns if there's another Revenge category ally on the team at the start of the character's attacking turn. So, unfortunately, it is now turn, 5? So that intro has worn off now, and we no longer have that active. So, our defense is lower here. You can see it basically drop down just like a clear 80,000, which is interesting. But yeah, so like right here on this turn, 411, 721, multiplied by 1.3. He's going to be at 535k defense here post super attack. That is not great, like honestly, is what. So unfortunately, we got this really good support rotation after our intro had already worn off, but we still got some good footage of him in this video. We'll use his active skill here, get his attack stat, and then we will move over into like a super battle road stage or something like that and show him against 2 enemies. So hold on for just one moment, and we will be, we'll play this, we'll get the attack stat, and then we'll move into a different event.
地球もろとも宇宙の塵になれ。私の出番が回ってこようとは。
Okay, so here we are now in Battle of Wits Super Battle Road. So, if you're going up against one enemy, Dr. WHEELO gets 60% attack and defense, 3 key, and a medium chance to crit. And then he also gets like an extra 60,000 attack. If you're going up against 2 or more enemies, he gets 2 key, 40,000 attack, and 100,000 defense, and a medium chance of guarding. So we're up against multiple enemies right here. Let's just throw him in slot 1 and see how he does, I guess. We'll just put him here. We'll have him attack the STR guy. Now, one thing that doesn't really make sense to me is why Dr. WHEELO's super attack isn't an AoE. He's at 200 or he's at 400k defense on this turn. So surprisingly, I think he actually is our best slot 1 option on this rotation. So that, I mean, that's, you know, that's interesting. Let's throw him in slot 1 right here. We'll keep this guy around for the support. Let's just attack the STR guy just in case he's not dead. And then we can just continue attacking the STR guy. All right, let's see how he does here. Type neutral. This is just normal Super Battle Road here. He is not guarding, unfortunately. So this is probably going to hurt. Maybe? I don't remember how hard these characters hit in here. But it is just normal Super Battle Road, so it's not like super crazy. So yeah, you can see his attack stats are a lot lower here. Now, granted, we don't have any links active, but this guy's links are really bad. So we did seal. He does have a seal on his 18 key super attack. So, you know, I mean, that's something. He has an attack debuff on his 12 key. So if we had gotten a double super there, we could have, well, now we could have potentially triple debuffed this guy before he attacks 17. So that, I mean, that would have been interesting, right? I mean, he held up in slot 1 right there pretty well. I mean, he ate a super attack for 180. I wonder if I can pull up how hard these guys hit really quickly. I wonder if they have the stats on Dokkan info. I know they don't have the stats for, like, every event in here. But I wonder if they have the stats for the Super Battle Road stage in here. Potentially, maybe. Let's find out, you know, while we're just sitting here watching it. Let's see, yeah, challenge event, Super Battle Road, Battle of Wits. I was trying to figure out what stage I was going to show him, and I totally forgot that there even was a Battle of Wits stage here. Alright, so that Pasta's who attacked us, right? Ooh. Pasta's damage is pretty low, so yeah, I mean, it's... let me do this. There we go. You guys can see right here. Pasta's damage here is, it is pretty low, so, you know, it is not very surprising that we were able to tank that, so, we'll definitely take it. Yeah, these guys are not hitting it very hard in here, only 600,000 on super attacks. Yeah, that's not too crazy. Does anybody in this stage hit crazy hard? 600,000, 686, what? We just don't have stats for these guys? They just can't super attack? Okay, well, sure. I guess let me come back whenever we have, you know, Dr. WHEELO on rotation again. All right, here we go with another rotation of Dr. WHEELO. Again, we can't really do anything as far as, like, I don't know. We can't do anything as far as links go on this rotation. We could put him in the middle and he would get legendary power with Piccolo, but I'm afraid that if we put 17 in slot 1, he would just one-shot Pasta here. And you can see that he's still at a 3.4 million attack stat here. Not super crazy, and we do take Pasta out right there. All right, well, again, this next rotation should be good for him, because we'll have 17 and Darkness Toa. So again, I'll come back whenever he's on rotation again. We can see him here against all these enemies. I really wish he was an AoE. His attack definitely looks like it should be an AoE, right? Like, I'm not crazy about that. It definitely looks like an orbit blast. You know, he's doing like 1 million attacks that like hit all over the place. Like, of all the characters not to make an AoE, like, why not just make this guy an AoE? Like, then I would really understand. Like, he's meant to help out in, like, Super Battle Road stages, but I don't really I don't really get the point, you know? Like, sure, whatever, man. Alright, here we go. This is probably going to be the best rotation we see of Dr. WHEELO here. So again, we have Scientist, Thirst for Conquest, Shattering the Limit. Both of these units are giving support. We're up against multiple enemies, and he's at 631k defense here. Again, you take 631, 621, multiply by 1.3. He's going to be at about 821k defense here post super attack if he just gets one super. So I mean that is, you know, pretty decent. So let's go ahead and grab some orbs here and just see what attack stat he does. Again, this is going to be lower than what we were seeing in the Legendary Goku event because there's only one enemy in the Legendary Goku event and there are multiple enemies here. Let's see if is he guarding? I wasn't paying attention. He's not guarding. Okay. He only has a 30% chance, so the chance he does it is pretty, you know, low. 4.4 million attack stat. And again, like, why isn't this an AoE? He's blasting, like, all over the earth, but for some reason it only hits one enemy. We do get the double super, though. This is an attack debuff, so we'll take that. There we go. Nice. Yeah, so, I mean, he looks decent in Super Battle Road here. I think we've seen what we needed to see. Again, this is, like, his best rotation here is against this. I'm not really too concerned how he's going to tank in that final phase, so... But I guess we can get one more rotation in, and then we will move into the breakdown. So let me know what you guys are thinking about this Dr. WHEELO. He's definitely underwhelming, and I'm kind of disappointed that they just released him as a Prime Battle LR. This guy could have been like a Christmas or something, like some random time slot. This guy could have been like a random Carnival LR, right? Like... I don't know when. Like, maybe, you know, on JP right now, they're kind of doing, like, Universal Survival Saga, but... I don't know. This guy could have definitely been summonable. I mean, they're definitely never going to give us, like, a new Dr. WHEELO. So, I mean, why just relegate this guy to a Prime Battle LR whenever you could have just, you know, sold him to us? People would have paid a little bit for Dr. WHEELO. Like, releasing him as a Prime Battle, I mean, it's cool. More players get access to him, but I don't know. Like, you probably make him better if he's summonable, right? All right, let's throw him in slot 1 again. We'll see how he does. 546k defense here, not too bad. Again, we saw that these guys don't hit very hard, so it's not really too concerning here. Let's just grab some orbs, and we'll make this the final rotation. You know, there's a very good chance that Broly is just going to super this guy immediately, and maybe he'll actually guard this time. You know, I'd love to get some footage of him actually guarding in the video. He is. All right, there we go. So he's guarding with, you know, 600k defense or whatever it was before he super attacks. What was it, 540? Yeah, he almost double-digit tanked it. I mean, you know, that's pretty good. For a normal Super Battle Road stages where the bosses hit like 600k damage. You know what I mean? He got the double super again, though, so I mean, he gets the attack debuff. I'll take it, you know? I mean, it's Dr. WHEELO and Dokkan. I mean, can I be too picky? Like, I don't know, guys. Yeah, I mean, you know, I was kind of saying, like, you know, if they had made this guy summonable, maybe they would have made him better. I don't know if that's true. Actually, honestly, he might have been worse if he was a summonable unit, so... I don't know, I guess it's nice. You know, we get a free-to-play Dr. WHEELO. Everybody can go grind him up. Go do it. If you haven't seen my video, go check it out. Set up an auto-clicker if you're on Android. You know, just let this guy farm himself. You know, I mean, what else are you doing right now other than farming Dr. WHEELO? Well, you guys let me know what you think. Thank you guys for watching, and we're going to go ahead and move into the breakdown after Orange Piccolo does this. Alright, this is Sinister Genius Scientist Dr. WHEELO. His leader skill is the Revenge category. Key +4, HP attack and defense 130% the stats. His 12 key super attack is the Gigantic Bomber. Raises defense by 30% for 1 turn, causes colossal damage to the enemy, and lowers enemy attack by 20%. His Ultra super attack, the Photon Strike. Raises attack and defense by 30% for 1 turn, causes mega colossal damage to the enemy, and seals enemy super attacks. We saw that in Super Battle Road there. You know, he was sealing the enemy, so then they can't super us. That is, you know, this is useful. You know, having defense on both super attacks, we like to see that, and then having like an attack debuff and some sealing, you know, I mean, that's just nice little add-ons that can help out, you know, maybe in some red zone stages, you know, Super Battle Road like we saw here. Maybe you could get away with, like, running this guy against, like, the Gammas stage as long as he wasn't getting super attacked, but I don't really want to test that out. You guys can test this guy out in Red Zone and let me know what you think. You know, I kind of gave you the numbers that you can work with, but unfortunately, I don't think any of his partners, like his best linking partners, are Red Zone worthy, so I'm not using this guy in Red Zone because of that, so... Passive skill is Revenge Through the Power of Science. Activates entrance animation once only and gets key +4 and 80,000 defense for 4 turns from the start of turn when there is another Revenge category ally on the team at the start of this character's attacking turn. So you just need a Revenge character on the team, and then as soon as Dr. WHEELO shows up, it'll activate his entrance animation, at which point you get 4 turns of it. So that is pretty good. He gets key 3 and 100,000 attack and defense baseline. He gets an additional 3 key and 60,000 attack and defense when facing only one enemy at the start of turn. Notice that it's at the start of turn. So, like, what was it, the first or second rotation? Whenever we got down, I guess it was like the first fight, right? In Super Battle Road, whenever we just got down to like Pasta or whoever it was at the end, he was not getting this buff right here because you have to be facing the enemy at the start of turns. So, well, maybe it was. I don't know. Honestly, I don't know. Maybe this was up. Never mind. I think I was, like, interpreting this wrong. It doesn't matter, man. Listen, flat buffs, who cares? If that enemy's HP is 60% or more, Pasta's was not. So, this was not activated right here anyway, so. He gets an additional attack plus 60,000 and medium chance of performing a critical hit as well. I'm sorry. I'm a dummy. And if that enemy's HP is 60% or more, then he gets these extra buffs. So maybe this was active, but this was not active. You know, I'm a dummy sometimes. It happens, right? Plus an additional 2 key, attack plus 40,000, and defense plus 100,000, a medium chance of guarding all attacks when facing 2 or more enemies at the start of turn. And he gets an additional 60,000 attack and performs a critical hit when HP is 40% or less once only. So we actually did not really see this. I don't think we saw this at all in the video. The crit that we got on the active skill was just the 3 crit that I gave him in his build. So, you know, there is that. Oh, I could actually get one more rotation here of him, you know, while we're sitting here. I looked down at my phone and I realized that I could just do this real quick. You know, just while we're thinking about it. Oh, he's getting the Dokkan. I'm not going to click through that, but you guys can watch this last turn. He does have an active skill, the Planet Geyser. It massively raises attack temporarily, causes ultimate damage to the enemy. So, I mean, that's certainly an effect. I think all active skill attacks should at the very least be super effective against all types. They should either be super effective against all types or doing guaranteed crits. Oops, wrong one. There we go. So, you know, it's unfortunate that he doesn't have one of those effects. The condition is okay. It can be activated when HP is 40% or less, or when facing one enemy whose HP is 60% or more, starting from the 5th turn from the start of battle. So, it's either under 40% HP for yourself, or facing one enemy on turn 5 who has 60% HP. If it was just this, I would hate his active skill condition. But since it has this as well, that means that, you know, you could get it in a pinch. So, I mean, that's okay. His links suck. I mean, we already went over this. These are really bad links, like abysmal links. These are his categories right here. He's only on 6 teams. And this is his only 200% leader, is the Goku that we were showing him in the video. And then down here, these are his best linking partners. You can see there's some pretty powerful company in here. You know, I didn't bring Bojack. Bojack does not have Scientist. The links he's sharing are, I believe, Shattering the Limit, Legendary Power, Revival, and Thirst for Conquest. Those really aren't, like, this is just key, basically. This is giving him a little bit of attack and defense, and, you know, this is giving attack. But as far as his 2 important links, Scientist and Thirst for Conquest, Bojack only has one of those, whereas the Toas have both of them, which is why I was bringing them. And then they also give support as well. So, for some reason, well, I guess because, like, Dr. WHEELO, what was it? He's just, like, searching out the, like, world's strongest person. He wasn't necessarily targeting Goku specifically. I think they could have slapped Target Goku on here, though, and then he would have worked well with this unit, but for some reason they didn't do that, so, yeah, you guys can see. Whenever you open up a linking partner screen, and it's looking like this, guys, ooh, man, this is bad. This is some elite company is what this is. Like, Baby is, like, the only runnable unit here on this list. Oof, man. All right, well, let me know what you guys think about Dr. WHEELO. Thank you guys so much for watching. Be sure to get this guy farmed up. You never know when you're going to need him in the future. If you're worried about his build, I really don't think it matters. I went additionals just because, like, he gets defense on his super attack effects, but I think you can go with whatever you want. You want to go dodge, additional crit. It doesn't matter. This guy, he's not very good. So just go whatever your heart desires. Thank you for watching. I really appreciate it. I'm going to catch you guys next time.